Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Dexter Zile, and you are not. And I'm here with my guest artist, Melissa Fine.
Hello, everybody.
So nice to have you in the studio. Thank you for joining.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you. This is awesome.
So, you ready for an interview?
Heck yeah.
No one ever really is.
I mean,
well, I guess people are. That's sort of that'd be wrong of me to say that they aren't. But it's like, do you have a choice?
I mean, at this very moment, not really.
No.
But I'm here for it. Yeah, interviews are so hard to prepare for because it's like, what is he gonna ask me? You know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. What happens.
I wish I knew what I was gonna ask you.
That's okay.
Like even in my mind right now, I have no idea what I'm gonna ask you.
Well,
so we're just gonna play off of whatever you
Awesome.
answer, and we'll go from there.
We will do it together. It's
So-
gonna be great.
let's conduct. Let's start.
Sounds good.
So why don't you give a little bit of an overview of yourself as an artist, sort of like an artist statement that you'd want to tell to people who have no idea who Melissa Fine is.
Cool. So, hey everyone. I'm Melissa Fine. I do a lot of acoustic pop music, but I don't like to keep it just straight up pop. I take a lot of influences from R&B, old jazz, Etta James. Oh, love her, queen. But I also do a lot of folky kind of inspired things. Carole King is amazing. She's not folk, but just kind of her the depth in her writing. I try to mimic that in mine, kind of. I do a lot of my own things. They have a lot of soulful influences. And I just really like to write about relatable life experiences. Chances are if something happened to me, it's also happened to someone else. So
Right, exactly.
yeah, it's I just try to get people to relate to my music. And when I'm performing live, I do a loop pedal show.
Oh, I love loop pedals.
Me too. I just got a new loop station and I am loving it. But yeah, so I do a lot of loop pedal things. I do some originals, I do some covers. I'm super into mashups, vocal harmonies. That is my stuff. All right. I do a lot of layering of vocals because in high school, I was an a cappella arranger. I did all the arrangements for my a cappella group.
Oh, nice.
So I'm kind of taking some of that and putting it into my own music. So yeah, just anything vocal with a lot of soul and passion behind it. Basically, is what I do.
Yeah, that's fun stuff. That's really cool too.
Oh,
When did you really get started doing all that? Like you said that you wrote for your a cappella high school group. Did you do anything before that? And if so, how did it help you decide that this is what you wanted to do?
Oh man, I've been doing music since before I can remember. Literally, my parents, they joke that when I was 6 months old, I would opera sing whenever someone would go to open the fridge because I wanted my milk. So when I was happy, I would sing. So I guess that kind of continued. So I started doing theater when I was 5, and I liked the, acting part too, but just the music and the emotion behind the music is really kind of what got me hooked on music. When I was about 11, actually, no, scratch that. When I was 7, me and my dad wrote a horrible song. It was called Think Baby Think. And it was literally about me not wanting to wear my glasses. But that kind of got me started. He had a little mixing board and we recorded it. It still probably exists somewhere. I don't know. And that just kind of got me started on the idea of writing music. So when I was 10, I'd write some pretty simple songs. And by the time I was 12, I was okay, time to record my first song. So I recorded a song called Wonder Why. It's actually on my first album.
Oh, awesome.
So when I was 14, I released my debut album. It's called Here to Stay. It's a lot of pop songs about 14-year-old troubles. But I wrote the whole thing when I was 12 and 13. So it's it's out there if you want to listen to it. Melissa Fine, Here to Stay on Spotify. It's quite a time. But yeah, so it actually charted. It came in 43rd on the iTunes pop charts.
No way.
And so that moment, I was oh, maybe I can actually do something with this.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, just ever since that album, I've just been working super hard, writing, kind of making my writing style more mature and having it kind of grow with me as a person. Yeah, so I wrote that whole album in the span of 2 years, from ages 12 to 14 basically, and I put it out, and songs aren't great, but it's just that is what kind of solidified oh, it's music or nothing. And then after that I started just writing more, so I wrote a second album, which I just released last year. It's called Into the Storm. You guys should check it out. And that's just kind of about like the story of like growth, like personal growth.
Right.
And so yeah, I literally did not know that I could go to school for music though. I was gonna go to school for graphic design. Like that's what was gonna happen. Right. But then my voice teacher at the time, she was like, hey, like, you know, you can go to school for like songwriting and music production, right? And I was like, what? So that is why I'm here and why I'm still doing music.
Awesome. Really interesting stuff. That's really cool. It's cool to know that you had something that was charted. That's awesome.
I'm still shook, honestly.
So you said that your dad helped you write some of your music back when you were younger, of course. So what is it like to have, because I know there are people here that go to Berklee and all over really who want to do music, and there are just people who don't believe in them, that they can't do it. You know, you go be a doctor, go be a lawyer. So like, how was it to have a family that was so accepting and they wanted to help fulfill your passion and your dream? What was that like?
It's been incredible. I literally could not ask for like a better situation, like with my family. They're just so like supportive and amazing. I really don't think I would be where I am today without them. Like they have driven me to every single gig, like been there at every single gig. My dad has had to like videotape like shows in like the weirdest places, but like they have really been there through it all. But like a lot of it also is like they believe in me so like I can believe in myself.
Exactly.
And I think for people who don't necessarily have that support, like it makes it worlds harder. But like the most important thing is to like kind of believe in your own abilities. And if no one else can help you get there, like you just gotta kind of keep pushing and really like be confident, or at least try to come off confident in your art, so that other people kind of latch on and can then support you, you know? But I genuinely lucked out so much. Like I'm so thankful every single day for kind of the support systems that I have.
Right, exactly. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear you perform.
Oh,
I can't
you.
wait to hear someone who is charted. That's so cool.
Thank
That's
you.
so
I was
cool.
14-year-old me charted. So.
Hey, you know what? You have nowhere else to go but up. So
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear you perform. And